Hiya guys, welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Chunders. Today we're going to be making a loaf of white bread. Now I know what you're saying, that's not really typical student food, and I hear you, but honestly, give this a go because you won't look back. It's so much better than the crap that you buy from the supermarket. It's got so much more flavour and it's just so much more fulfilling. It's so easy to do. Admittedly, it can take a bit of time because you need to let it prove and, rise and everything, but it's so worth it. I like to do it when I've got like a day at home when I'm not really doing anything, when I just don't fancy going to my lectures and I've got a couple of hours to kill. I don't really eat a huge amount of bread, so I like to slice it up, put it in the freezer, then I've got it on hand whenever I need it. But it's really yummy, really easy. So I'm going to show you how to do it now, and please give it a go because honestly it's so good. So I'll go over the ingredients and we'll get started. As I said, the ingredients you're going to need for this are really basic and you've probably already got them in your cupboard. You're going to need some flour. That is strong bread flour. It's got a higher gluten content, which is really necessary for when you're making bread. I've got about half a pint of pretty warm water, not so hot that it hurts your finger when it goes in, but pretty warm. You want to get the yeast activated in that, but if it's too hot it will kill the yeast off and then your bread won't rise. I've also got yeast on the plate there, salt and sugar. So I've just added my yeast and my sugar into my hot water. I've given it a quick stir and I'm just going to let that sit on the side for about 10-15 minutes to make sure that my yeast is activated. My yeast is active now, it's frothy on the top of the water and it really smells yeasty in my kitchen. I know that's a really odd term. I've added the salt into my flour and all I'm going to do is combine these two together. Now with the spoon, make sure you get everything out. You need all of that yeast, all of that out. I'm just going to combine it gently with my spoon. And then once it's combined into a dough ball, I'm going to start kneading it. My dough's come together. Now I can knead it out on the work surface. You do that by using the palm of your hand, taking the dough, stretching it out, pulling it back over itself, and repeating that process, just like I'm doing. I've also got a little bit of extra flour on hand in case the dough gets a bit sticky. So I've been kneading this dough for about 10 minutes. As you can see, it's really smooth now. You can tell that it's ready because it springs back when I poke it. I've oiled a bowl, the bowl that we use to bring the dough together. Just oil it up the sides of your hands and then just plonk the dough in. Make sure you flip it over and make sure all the surfaces are nicely oiled. Okay, otherwise I'll get a horrible crust forming and that's not very nice. So I'm just going to pop that in a warm place for about an hour to prove it should double in size. I like to use either my microwave or my oven. Obviously with it turned off, it just means that there's no draft and it gives it a really nice cozy place for the yeast to do its thing. I've just grabbed this out of the oven. As you can see, it's doubled in size. It's been in there for about an hour rising. So what I'm going to do is just pop it out onto my work surface like that and just punch out all those lovely air bubbles. You want to deflate it completely like so. Then all I'm going to do is just shape it into a loaf. Okay, like so. Plonk it onto your baking sheet. Nothing special, just flatten it down, make it look loaf shaped. Don't worry, this will rise up again before we bake it. Cool. Like so. Right, that is looking pretty good. Tuck in those ends. Cool. Quick little fancy tip I like to just do, it makes them look really nice and pretty, these loaves. Dust the top with flour first, just a little bit. Rub it in, like so. Doesn't matter if flour's on the baking sheet, it's not a problem. Cool. And then I like to take my serrated bread knife and just make incisions about 1 inch deep. This will give it a really nice finish, okay? So just 3 or so, like that. Now it's going to go back into our warm place to rise for another half an hour and then we're going to bake it. I've just taken out my dough from its second rise. It's puffed up nicely and is ready to go into a preheated oven at about 180. It needs to go in there for about 30-35 minutes and then we're going to have delicious fresh homemade bread. Alrighty, so here we go. This is my bread loaf. It's taken a bit of time, but trust me, this is the bomb. Look at it, it looks insane. These little slits that you put in just make it look like it's come out of like a bakery. I'm just going to slice it up. It's still nice and warm. It's been resting for about 5 minutes, so it's not piping hot. But I'm just going to crack into it. Nice big, thick slices. Let me just show you inside. And look at that. So soft. Still steaming. I am super excited about this one, guys. Fresh bread with a little bit of butter on top. Can't really beat it, really. It's so yummy. Okay, it took a little bit of time to make, but it's all just leaving it to its own devices. Not difficult at all. Give it a go, and you will understand the pleasure that is going on in my mouth right now. Hit me up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Like this video, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos that are great for students. Yeah, give it a go, let me know, and enjoy. I know I will.